Hello everyone, welcome to another segment of Abalandeli Belanga. It's your host again here, Umlandeli Belanga, the faithful follower of the sun wherever it goes. I'm coming to you today in the hour of the sun. Yes, look at the sun on that beautiful melanin skin. Can you see that? Look at that. Bam! Bam! So yeah, as I had promised, I am going to teach you how to follow the sun and how to align your rituals to the sun, whether you call it the S-U-N or the S-U-S-O-N, that is up to you. So where are we? Where are we right now? Okay, it's a Monday, Moon Day. It's the day given to the moon, or Inyanga. Tomorrow, interestingly enough, it is a New Moon Day. Where are we? It is New Moon. We are approaching Umkhosi Wohlanga. If you're Christian, this is where you should be doing your 40-day fast. If you keep more stricter to the Old Testament, this is where you are removing or leaving from your home so that you may cross over into the Holy Land as clean vessels. And now I had also said I will show you how to align the sacrificial lamb or umnikelo wePasika. And so tomorrow it is New Moon Day. So this is where now, I think it's Genesis or Exodus, where the scripture says now, on the New Moon Day, which is tomorrow, that will mark the beginning of your year. Now remember, in the biblical allegory or Abrahamic religions, they follow the moon or sin god. That's who they follow. And other cultures, it's a mix of the moon and the sun, like us, for example. Or if more strictly speaking into Kemetic spirituality or African spirituality, the New Year celebration would be put at September 23rd, when the sun has crossed over the equinoctial line. So how do you place now the sacrificial lamb with the alignment that's happening in the sky? And of course, again, I'm not saying go and slaughter a bull or a ram or I'm not saying any of that. I'm just showing you the principle and how to use it. If you are still of that system, and if you are using that system, don't let anyone judge you. If you still slaughter, don't let anyone judge you, because it is your faith. It is a matter of faith. It's a matter of your belief. Don't let anyone judge you or tell you it's wrong, it's abusive. As Africans, we all understand how to conduct sacrifices. And so, to conduct the sacrifice, if you're coming from a Hebrew Christian perspective, you want to get into sacrifices, but you're still scared. How am I going to do it? Well, this is how you do it. Tomorrow, it's the first. So tomorrow, go get yourself a lamb. It's the first day of the new year. New Moon Day, get yourself a lamb. And then the scripture says you keep it for 14 days. Get a lamb, you'll keep it for 14 days. What are you doing in these 14 days? You're feeding it. You're giving it the best. You can even talk to it. You can massage it. Speak into it what you need, what you want to happen. And then on the 14th day, now if this was back in the day, or if you're in the northern hemisphere, obviously, on the 14th day, at evening sacrifice, you'd be slaughtering your lamb as the Aries lamb is approaching in the sky. But today it's not like that, because we are no longer in the house of Aries. So what will happen is, in the time of the evening sacrifice, or the sacrifice yantambama, when the evening prayers are going in, that is when you will do your sacrifice. I think it's 9 o'clock. Yes, towards 9 o'clock, you'd be able to see the Aries lamb rising from the east. 9:45, you'd be able to see it's more clear on the horizon. Just under it will be the Pleiades, a bit northeast. It will be the Pleiades which falls part of the bull constellation, or Taurus, or Tia'u Inkomo. So that is how you place your sacrifice there. And again, these are just principles. I'm trying to show you that when the ancients were working with these systems, they would align the temple on earth with the temple in the sky. And so yes, if you want to align your sacrifice or umnikelo wakho wePasika, crossing over into the land of promise, that is how you do it. Tomorrow it's new moon. You take a lamb or keep it in your yard, feed it, do all your rituals to it, so that on the 14th day, as per scripture, as people who are not just readers of the word, doers of the word as well, that is where you would place your sacrifice. And so yeah, as of tomorrow, that's when you can start that. And of course, not forgetting abosisi bethu as they prep for umkhosi wohlanga. Or if you are a Christian and have been following, like I've been saying, that this is the time of the season of Lent. Why? Because again, the Piscean constellation is what comes up in the eastern sky after sunset. You will see it there. If you stay in areas where there's not a lot of lights and you can see the stars, you'd be able to plot these. You would be able to plot what I'm talking about. We are in the season of Lent. We are in the season of fasting because the Piscean fish is in the sky, and that is why during Lent, in years past, it was allowed to eat what? To eat fish during Lent, because it was tying you back to that what? To the Piscean constellation, or the two fish. And so if you look out tonight, if it's really dark, or you can use apps for looking at the night sky, you'd actually see the northern fish rising above the horizon, and that would be like, I think 7:30. Yeah, and then I think an hour later or 9:45, you will be able to see the other fish and the band that ties these two fish. And now when we take this principle to the human body, we're talking about the feet. And that is why we're talking about the feet. 2 feet, the fish. This is why in the Bible you find Jesus, for example, using 2 fish to do what? To feed the multitude. Taking you back, we're telling you again that that specific allegory was written in the Piscean age. That is why Jesus says, "Come, I will make you what? Fishers of men." That is why we have the allegories of the Ngumu or the Nomo, or the Sumerian fish-like looking gods who inspired the Roman Catholic attire that we have today, of the dogon, the fish heads, and the entire attire. It's based on that understanding that these were principles taught in the Piscean age. But we're no longer in the Piscean age now. We're in the age of Aquarius. And so immediately after sunset, if you look east, you will be able to see Aquarius. And then at like 7:30 or 7:45, looking just above the horizon, you will be able to see the fish. And to the ladies, of course, if you want to see uNomkhubulwane or Isis or Usisi, you can't see her in the morning because we're in the southern hemisphere. You'd have to look west, and you will see the Virgin. And funny enough, if you are looking at just after sunset, the planet Venus is right here by her breast. If you know how to, you can use the app as well there so that you can align the image. But if you look west tonight, you spot Venus. Below Venus, it will be Mercury. Just understand that where Venus is, that is the breast area of who? Of uNomkhubulwane or Usisi, Isis, or Mary, or Demeter, or whatever you want to call her. And of course, what does she have in her hand? Due to the season, she has a reed, or uhlanga, in one hand. On the other hand, she has a spisa of corn. I'd love to see umkhosi wohlanga actually starting to incorporate some of these ideas, because we are speaking the same thing. Religion teaches the same thing. Religion is metaphysics watered down for the layman, for the goyim, if you want to use it, or for the Gentiles, the people of the outer court. And so if we start aligning ourselves with these symbols, we'll be able to see that we are actually speaking the one same language. There's no reason to fight. And so probably during the week or next week, we will see our ladies gathered holding a what? Holding uhlanga, as the Lady Virgin is making her way in the sky. Like right now, she's making her way. That is why at sunset, you will be able to see her before she dips below the horizon again. Of course, if you're in the northern hemisphere, you would see her in the morning, just before sunrise, rising with Venus, or the chaste lady. She is the lady of harvest. If you want to see the Virgin Virgo in the morning, 6 months from now, in the month Ndasa, the north is in Ndasa right now. They are in harvest. If you want to see the Virgin in the morning, you don't have to believe me. You can use the apps. You can read up on astrology, and you'll be able to see it. When we are in the month of late harvest, March, meaning Ndasa, you will see the Virgin just before sunrise. Just before sunrise, rising in the morning. So, but yeah, that's not where I was today. Today, I wanted to highlight that tomorrow it's new moon. So if you have a sacrifice, or if you are planning to sacrifice over the passing over or the crossover from the land of darkness, the months of winter, into the land of light, you'll do what? Tomorrow you will go and get yourself a what? A lamb iwundlu. You will make sure it's the finest one, no blemishes, white as snow. And as you are continuing with your Lent or your fasting season, cleansing your body, but also cleansing the what? The spaces up here. Cleansing the spaces up here, balancing yourself, concentrating on what you want out of life. What do you want on all this? It's a process that we follow year in, year out. We align ourselves so that we may flow with the current of life, and we may not find ourselves swimming upstream or swimming against the current, as we are currently doing as abantu abamnyama. Where you find we're keeping Passover in March when we're actually going into winter. Passover is a spring holiday. It's a spring festival or feast to bow, sorry. It's a spring holiday. It's a spring festival. You cannot keep it in winter. And then you also can't keep a winter festival in spring or in summer. You have to align it up. Those are just the foundation, some of the foundations of our confusion. There's just some of the foundations of our confusion. And of course, being in September, or the months with the ber at the end, which is September, October, November, and December. It starts with September. Or the scales, if you want to talk about it in terms of constellation. I think between the 21st and the 23rd of September, you will see, if you're in the north in the morning, if you look at sunrise, you will see the scales of justice rising. Depending on where you are, it rises at different times. But yeah, you will see the scales of rising, the scales of Ma'ada. Because in the northern hemisphere, what's happening? The sun is about to dip below the horizon. You're also going to find, what's this festival with trick or treat in October? Between September 30th, 31st, or October 1st, you will find, what is it called? Trick or treat, when kids dress up in the north, and yes, highlighting that what? Now the kingdom of darkness is coming back in. That is why they say around trick or treat, what's the holiday, man? Anyway, they say that the powers of darkness, they come out from the underworld, and they run amok on the earth, because the tale is telling you that the sun has been judged, and it's now dipping below the horizon. To highlight this even further, this is where the Jews place the the celebration of the Feast of Trumpets and the Feast of Tents. Because after the sun dips below the horizon, you can't sleep in the open night sky. You start getting under tents. That's what these things are actually telling us, guys. And you'll have the Day of Atonement, where at the scales, as the sun is dipping below the horizon. So that's where they would place those feasts there. And if you are keeping those feasts there and you are in the southern hemisphere, you're keeping it wrong. Because our judgment, our sun is judged in where? In March, with the pole opposite. Two hands that are doing what? Izandla ziyagezana, as we say in Zulu. And so, like right now, for example, as the north is thanking the Virgin for the harvest, we in the south, we are begging, we are siyamteketisa uNomkhubulwane or uSisi or Isis that we may have a bountiful harvest in the coming months of spring and September. So yeah, that's what I had for you guys. So yeah, don't forget, if you are sacrificing anything, get it tomorrow in your yard and start prepping it so that on the 14th day, which is the spring equinox, you can do your sacrifice there during the time of the evening sacrifice, as the Aries lamb is doing what? Is rising. So yeah, Togozani, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day.